I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
President Trump is sworn in as the nation's 45th president. Plus, some locals react to the change of power in Washington.
Fox 40 HD News Live at 10 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Tom Allen. As President Trump recited the oath of his new office, protesters around the country marched in the streets and in some cases clashed with police. Tonight in our Your Say question, we'd like to ask you, do the violent protests upset you? Head to our website, wicc.com/yoursay, and get ready to vote, yes or no. Voting on that question starts now. We'll have the results a little later in the show. Now, Mary Maloney has more from Washington. A big day in Binghamton baseball as the new team name is revealed. Plus, a look at the independent candidate running for the 22nd Congressional District. Well, after months of speculation as to what the new name of the Binghamton Mets will be, we finally have our answer. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Tom Allen. A new era of Binghamton baseball begins today as next season fans will be cheering on the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. For more, we turn to Fox 40 Sports Director Jeremy Donovan. Jeremy? The third annual blood drive in memory of fallen New York State Trooper Christopher Skinner will take place tomorrow. The blood drive will be held from 12 to 6 at the 5 Mile Point Fire Company on Crescent Drive in Kirkwood. Well, when Fox 40 first met now 31-year-old Shane Smith, he was 2 years into his recovery from a heroin addiction. We met up with him 1 year later to see how his life has changed. A new daughter, a new job, and a new house. Demolition of buildings near the Wilson Medical Center started this week, making way for new beginnings in Johnson City. Fox 40's Molly Darrow has more. Wrestling fans from around the Southern Tier are excited about tonight's event at the Floyd L. Maines Veterans Arena. Some of their favorite stars from the WWE will be performing. Our Jonathan Julian Gordon is standing by live at the arena and joins us with more. Jonathan.
For now, we'll send it back to you, Tom.
Sounds good, Jonathan. Still ahead on Fox 40 HD News at 6. Bon Jovi tickets go on sale for the Dick's Sporting Goods Open. If you bought yours, stay tuned. The holiday season officially begins tonight in the village of Endicott. Our Dan North is standing by live in the village as officials turn on the lights to Washington Avenue. Dan, what's the atmosphere like down in the village? Greg Lesko of Lesko Financial has some advice for investors post-election. Greg.
Thanks, Tom. Investors have been jittery after the surprise of last week's election. Markets don't like uncertainty, and they've been sending mixed messages.
With more on what we're working on for tonight's 10 o'clock newscast, we bring in Tom Allen. Tom.
Thanks, Jason. The 8th annual Shine a Light on Lung Cancer event is taking place tonight. Those who attend will learn about early detection with lung cancer screening and the latest advancements in treatments. And the Housing Authority is unveiling its new library on Exchange Street. Binghamton University Libraries donated a portion of the books to the facilities. Those stories and more tonight at 10. Now back to you. Iconic Star Wars actress Carrie Fisher has died. The actress suffered a heart attack last week as she was flying from London to Los Angeles. Fisher was born into the spotlight as the daughter of one of Hollywood's golden couples, actress Debbie Reynolds and singer Eddie Fisher. She rose to fame in her own right as Princess Leia in the Star Wars movies. Workers from a local insurance agency welcomed the holidays with some festive tunes today. Those were Security Mutual employees joined by musicians from the community to sing carols in the company's historic marble lobby in downtown Binghamton. United Airlines has operated its last flight from the Greater Binghamton Airport. The flight was scheduled to depart for Newark, New Jersey at 3:39 this afternoon. Coming up next on Fox 40 HD News at 10, our Your Say question of the night. Would Trump have beaten President Obama in the election? Stay tuned. Voting is now closed on our Your Say question, so let's take a look at the numbers. It looks like 71% of you said that you watched today's inauguration, while 29% of you did not. So we thank you for interacting with us. Please vote again next time at wicc.com/yoursay. Donald Trump's transition team announced the names for 3 high-profile positions in the future administration. But these appointments don't come without controversy. Diane Gallagher explains in this report from Washington.
While insulating your home is a smart way to save money in these times of skyrocketing gas prices, there's also a lot of wisdom in considering what people are now doing at these park and ride lots. Carpooling. Now, Governor Patterson says the recession, Wall Street's meltdown, and overspending by the state will all be contributing factors to the record-breaking deficit he says will happen in the next 4 years. Now, skating's not just a fun way to enjoy the winter, it's also a great way to burn off some of those extra calories you may have put on during this busy holiday season. Officials here at the Animal League say it's important they find loving homes for these dogs as soon as possible so they can make space for the animals that will be brought here from the south that were affected by the hurricane. Now, here in Syosset, in some areas where the track curves, the gaps are more than a foot wide. So the LIRR is proposing to extend this north side platform by over 600 feet to the east, which would allow some trains to platform on a straight track and eliminate the wide gaps. Now, the Pope has a full schedule planned while he's here in New York. Tomorrow morning, he'll say Mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral, and then thousands of people are expected to line up along Fifth Avenue to get a glimpse of him as he rides in the Pope Mobile. Then Sunday, he'll say Mass at Yankee Stadium before he departs the country. At Kennedy Airport, Tom Allen, TV 10 and 55 News.
Today marks the 7th anniversary of the day our world was broken.
In a solemn ceremony at Ground Zero, Mayor Michael Bloomberg addressed family and friends of those lost 7 years ago in the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center. And one by one, the names of the deceased were read aloud in honor of their memory.
Jerry DeVito.
Robert P. Dewitt Jr.
Roseanne Macrina of Brooklyn lost her brother Stephen Massey of Selden.
It's always a difficult day. Always a difficult day. Probably will be for forever, for my lifetime anyway.
Today, they came to reflect and just be together to mourn. Throughout the day's ceremony, 4 moments of silence were observed at the times the airplane struck the towers and also when they collapsed. Former Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who was in office at the time of the attacks, also came to pay his respects.
For 7 years, we've come back here to be together, to feel how the entire world is linked in our circle of sorrow.
Just blocks away here at Battery Park, a memorial of flags was on display, where some came to sign a steel beam that will be part of a memorial.
It's just like it happened yesterday. It's just so sad. It's still vivid in my memories, and you know, my condolences to all the families.
Now, there are 2 types of flags that are flying here today in Battery Park. One is called the Flag of Honor, which lists the names of all the people who were killed in the terrorist attacks. The other is the Flag of Heroes, which is dedicated to emergency service personnel who gave their lives to help others. Ann Douglas says she'll never forget what her 27-year-old son Fred told her just weeks before he was killed in the World Trade Center's South Tower.
Mom, I lived a great life, so if I don't live to be an old man, I will have had the greatest life, and anyone would want my life.
In Manhattan, Tom Allen, TV 10 and 55 News. Boarding a P-51 Mustang bomber at the American Air Power Museum at Republic Airport in Farmingdale, Dr. Roscoe Brown once again found himself on familiar territory. An airplane similar to the one he flew back in World War II as a Tuskegee Airman, protecting B-17 bombers over Berlin.
The Tuskegee Airmen were a group of achieving young African Americans who were determined to serve our country, win the war, both the war against the Nazis and the war against prejudice and segregation.
Today, Dr. Brown was honored at the museum by the Stop and Shop Flight of Aces program when he received a refresher course on the airplane that he used to fly. Now, during his 2.5-year tour of duty as a Tuskegee Airman, Dr. Brown flew on 68 missions, shooting down 2 fighter jets in the air and destroying 3 that were on the ground. John Tillman brought his son James to the event. He was impressed by the airmen's exceptional record of protecting U.S. bombers.
One of our favorite movies is The Memphis Belle, and not to have one of those B-17s ever go down because of these guys is something special to hear.
I'm very, very proud of my dad. He's always been my hero.
At Republic Airport, Tom Allen, TV 10 and 55 News. It was dress rehearsal time for the almost 12,000-pound ball that will drop tomorrow night in Times Square to bring in the new year. And with 1 million people expected to attend the festivities, some say there's no better place to be than New York City.
We're coming from Mexico City, and we're expecting the best party of our lives.
But some aren't so sure they want to brave the elements.
We are thinking that maybe it's going to be too crowded, too cold. This is something that we were going to discuss about and decide.
Preparations were underway throughout Times Square as the crossroads of the world prepares to take center stage. Hundreds of New York's finest who graduated from the Academy yesterday will also be on hand to make sure things flow smoothly. Meanwhile, inside one Times Square, organizers were busy putting together some of the fun accessories. Now, the dropping of the ball here in Times Square goes back to 1907. It was made of iron and wood, weighed 700 pounds, and was decorated with just 100 lights. Since that time, 7 different versions of the ball have brought in the new year.
Boy, have we come a long way. That's all I can tell you. This year's ball has many, many new changes that are going to excite the world. Number one, the ball is twice the size as previous years, 12 feet in diameter this year, and it contains over 32,000 Philips Luxeon LEDs, more than 3 times as many as previous years.
In Manhattan, Tom Allen, TV 10 and 55 News.
Thanks for watching. Remember to tune in tonight at 10. See you then.
It was kind of a miserable day, wasn't it?
Day? What about the week?
And that's just working with Nick.
You guys mad at me? All right, here's how it looks, folks. We'll get some wet snow, and then it'll change over to rain showers. We'll get up to 38 degrees, and then flurries for our Saturday night. Nothing major. 29 degrees out there. Anything going on this weekend?
The Nutcracker, so...
Did I tell you I was in that play for 10 years? You should see what I look like in a tutu. No, we played...
Were you the nut?
No. Yeah. We played the parents' dance, the beginning, and then the ballerinas came on the second act, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
You retired? You're
yeah, that's it.
I've heard you sing. I don't even want to see you try and dance.
The dog, what was his name? What's the dog's name that was doing the hustle there? Gabe. He's also got Christmas carols.
It's going to be a long month.
It's going to be a long
reunion tomorrow. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tonight at 10.
See ya.